Today we're kind of doing a little public service announcement about clutches. We just did a clutch install on this truck and we're doing a test drive on it, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about some things that you can do to keep from having premature clutch wear. Talk about a couple of different driving techniques, and even if you've been driving a standard shift your whole life, maybe I can touch on something that will help you realize what you're doing, even if you're doing everything right, or something maybe that you just didn't know. So you know, with the amount of clutches that we sell, performance clutches, there's a whole lot of things that go on in your daily driving techniques that can really wear down your clutch fast, especially for you diesel guys. And this is kind of centered around diesel customers. But lugging your engine. Lug is something that with diesels, unfortunately, today, a lot of people like to lug a truck down. They like to blow a little smoke, you know, if you got kids in the truck with you, and Daddy, we want to see the smoke. So, you know, it's just something that happens every day. Try not to lug a truck too much. When you're lugging a truck, the detonation inside of the engine is really just like hammers. You might as well have a little monkey in there with a ball peen hammer just knocking the crap out of everything when you're in a heavy lug. And by lug, I'm talking about, give you an example of what a lug is. You're running down the road 35 mile an hour and you're in 6th gear and the whole cab of the truck is shaking. That's way too much of a lug. Now, why is a lug, having your engine in a lug, why is having your engine in a lug hard on your clutch? Because inside of your clutch discs, you actually have springs that dampen the clutch, that make the clutch, you know, quieter, and help you with your clutch engagement, and to make the clutch a little easier for engaging. And those clutches, when you're in a lug, that's putting more vibration and more strain on that clutch disc, and that's really beating on the springs in the clutch disc. That will speed up the wear on the spring. So putting the truck in a lug is not only, one, it's bad for an engine, you're increasing your EGTs, you're just it's just so bad on so many different levels. And number two, it's hard on your clutch. Now, another thing about a diesel, when you're going to take off like we are now, and I see so many people do this, I go out on a lot of test drives and guys with trucks, and to have them to replicate a problem that they're having in their truck. A lot of people want to give it a little gas when they go to take off. A diesel, you don't really have to do that. The engine's got enough torque that you just ease out on the clutch and the truck's going to go. You don't need to give it any gas. If you give throttle while you're easing out on the clutch in a diesel, all you're doing is increasing the amount of slip that the clutch has to do, and thereby you are increasing the wear because you're increasing the RPMs during that engagement process. So that's increasing the amount of slip that needs to be done. That's going to wear out your clutch faster. You know, a couple of other things on that, you know, and to speak more on what clutch is the right clutch to choose for your truck, don't have unrealistic expectations of your clutch for what you've got. If you've got a truck that's, let's just say it's a twin turbo truck, 500 horsepower or more, a single disc clutch is not the clutch for you. I don't care what your buddies tell you or what they say they've got along with, a single disc clutch is not the right clutch for you. And more on that, dual disc clutch in these street dual disc series, you want to make sure that you choose the right clutch for what your truck setup is. It's better to go higher and give yourself room to grow inside your clutch than it does anything else. So this was just a quick ride along video. Hope that you learned something. You know, try to keep the trucks out of the lug, keep your RPMs up. You know, if you're pulling a trailer, that's something I didn't touch on there. You know, most trucks you take off in 2nd gear in the diesels. So if you're pulling a trailer or something, and if you're on an incline and you're not pulling a trailer, just to make it easier on the truck, drop the truck in 1st gear or bulldog and take off in bulldog and grab yourself another gear. Trust me, your truck will thank you for that. So it's thoroughbred diesel. Just give you some tips on your new clutch purchase, or guess what? I'm in a lug. Your new clutch purchase, or kind of give you some tips on how to lengthen the life of your clutch.